Hey, what is up guys? 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗟𝗢𝗪 here, and today we're taking a look at an incredible piece of filmmaking tech. This is the SmokeNINJA Pro from PMI, a handheld fog machine that can be used to add haze to a scene to create a thick atmospheric effect in volumetric lighting, and it can be used as a special effects tool to add things like steam or smoke to a scene with ease. Now, as a disclaimer, PMI is sponsoring today's showcase of the SmokeNINJA Pro, but as always, all opinions are my own, and hopefully today's showcase video will give you a taste of what this tool can do for you. So in today's video, we're going to cover how to operate the SmokeNINJA Pro, how to use it as a hazer to add this kind of atmosphere into your scene, as well as how to use it as a special effects tool to add things like steam and fog and smoke into your shot. On top of that, we're also going to take a look at the safety features built into this fogger. But first, before we do any of that, let's take a look at a little golf sequence that we shot last week with the SmokeNINJA Pro. Personally, I think that the sequence turned out super sick. We had this idea of shooting the scene in Ryan's garage and using his black curtains to create this kind of infinite void behind him as we cut together a moody commercial piece, and I realized that this was a perfect situation to use the hazer because it would help create this thicker atmosphere and give us the ability to create some volumetric lighting in the scene as well. Let me know in the comment section down below on what you think of this scene, how it looks, and how we did. Alright, now let's talk about how to use the SmokeNINJA Pro. First, you'll want to take off the heat shield so you can get access to the fog liquid chamber. That's going to give you access to the seal that you can open up and load in the fog liquid. Then just close the seal, put the heat shield back on, and the fogger is ready to go. To turn the device on or off, you'll need to press the power button 3 times, and from there you can use one of the 3 preset modes like fog, dry ice, or steam to create the special effect that you're looking for. And there's this really clever double LED bar that changes colors based on what mode you're in, and it'll show you how long the fogger can run for before it needs to shut down. The SmokeNINJA Pro also has a battery runtime of 15 minutes at max output, utilizing a 3200 mAh battery, which can be charged using the onboard USB-C port. And it even comes with a wireless controller to control the fogger remotely. Now, let's talk about how to haze a scene like we did for that golf sequence. To do that, I use the Bluetooth fan that comes in the Hazer Kit. It automatically pairs to the SmokeNINJA Pro when you turn it on, and it has 3 fan speed settings to help you quickly output a bunch of fog to haze up a room. And like immediately I realized how fast this thing can haze up a room. Like look at how much that is outputting. Like that is insane. This thing's honestly really cool. Using this attachment, we were able to haze up Ryan's 600 square foot, give or take, garage in about like 2 minutes. And I'm pretty sure the spec that PMI advertises is that this handheld fog machine can haze up a 1,000 square foot room in a single burst, like where you can hold it down and just keep letting it go. It should be able to haze that entire space. So as a haze machine, this thing absolutely kills it. Next up, let's talk about how well the SmokeNINJA Pro works as a special effects device to add steam or smoke into your shot. First of all, the package comes with a few different attachment accessories to help create different looks. There's a variety of different length tubes to help the SmokeNINJA Pro maneuver the smoke into different locations. There's also a jet tip to help create a higher pressure stream, a liquid blocker to help prevent any fog liquid from sputtering out while you're using it, and my favorite accessory, which has to be the dry ice nozzle, which helps you create this really heavy fog that kind of sits low on whatever you use it on. I will never not be amused by being able to pour a bunch of smoke into a cup and then pour it out like it's a liquid. You can utilize this in so many different creative ways, but one example of how I recently used it was on an ad shoot where I needed to add smoke to a grill. While we were filming an ad for a scene that called for a tailgate, we had a shot where I was supposed to be grilling and we were kind of tight on time. To create the smoke effect authentically would have been me turning on the grill and then putting something on the grill for it to actually cook so it could actually create some smoke and add it to the scene. Mainly the reason why we didn't do this was because it would add a bunch of time, and also it was really unnecessary since the way that the camera was positioned in that scene, you weren't able to see what was on the grill anyways, so we just needed to imply that something was being cooked on the grill. And on top of that, the shot was only going to be like 2 to 3 seconds long, so I really didn't want to sit there and spend like 20, 30 minutes messing around trying to get that one clip. And then I remembered that I had the SmokeNINJA Pro. So I ran inside the house, brought it out, and I turned it onto the fog setting and blasted into the grill and started recording. And when we look back at the footage, it turned out exactly how I wanted it to look for the scene to imply that the grill was on, and it was way faster and way simpler than having to deal with actually having the grill on for the scene. They also sent me one of their new accessories. This is their bubble formula with the bubble nozzle. Here, check this out. All right, grab this. That's a little bubble nozzle right there. And we're gonna dip it into the bubble solution, which I've got right here. Check this out. So while I personally don't have a use case for this kind of very niche accessory, I can definitely see a lot of uses for styled photo shoots or for product photography and videography. Definitely could see some fun ways to use it, and they sent it out, so I wanted to show you guys anyway. So it's definitely a lot of fun to play around with. We're gonna do it one more time. It's a lot of fun. It really is. I need to find a reason to use it because it's a ton of fun. I think it looks visually really interesting. I'll come up with something. Okay, now let's move on to the safety features of this handheld fog machine. First of all, the combination of their fog liquid and their temperature regulated heating coils produces a really clean result. And by that, I mean, there's no weird smell of the fog at all. And also like there's no weird residue either. So when I use it on products or on my skin or clothes, like there's no like weird oiliness left over afterwards or weird stickiness. So from that perspective, that's really nice. But I also noticed that it smells really clean and, you know, like unoffensive, whereas when I've used other handheld fog machines in the past, I've definitely noticed maybe a slight like burnt smell, and I found out that that could actually be toxic. When I hopped on a call with PMI to talk about this product, I was surprised with how much time they dedicated to talking about the safety features involved in this product. For example, I learned that when you don't have proper overheating prevention mechanisms, that a lot of things can kind of go wrong with handheld fog machines. Like if the temperature gets way too high and it doesn't shut off, obviously it could catch on fire, it could explode. Like those are the extreme cases, which by the way, apparently happen way more often than I would have expected. On top of that, a lot of systems don't have a way to detect that there is no more liquid inside the chamber, so it'll just keep running and basically burning nothing except for the coil itself, which further damages the unit. And if you don't have an overheat prevention system in there, you could burn the liquid at way too high of a temperature, causing it to smell burnt and also potentially release toxic chemicals. So to make sure that this wasn't happening with their product, PMI got industry standard lab tests done to make sure that their products were safe to use on set with talent and crew, and they performed these tests with the Actors Equity Association. The results of the test came back with 0% toxicity and was rated safe for skin contact, eye contact, inhalation, and ingestion. It's actually really refreshing to see brands like PMI in the tech space actually put effort and energy into the safety aspect of their products. I think it's often too easy to focus on creating the newest product that gets the job done for the cheapest price possible to sell as many units as possible, and in the pursuit of that, kind of overlook things like safety. And I get that this is probably in PMI's best interest to do these safety tests to protect themselves from liability and also differentiate themselves from their competitors by being able to boast about these safety ratings. But at the same time, from just like a human level, I just think it's always cool to see when companies invest time and energy and money into making sure that their products are safe for their customers. All right, now let's take a look at pricing. The PMI SmokeNINJA Pro costs $199 for the basic kit, which includes the fogger, remote control, the nozzles, and all the stuff you need to start using the machine. You can also go one step up and get the Hazer Kit, which costs $249, but at the time of this video, there's a sale making it only $229, and this kit includes the Bluetooth fan unit that makes hazing a scene much easier. And here's a few of the other a la carte products that you might want as well. If you're interested in checking out the PMI SmokeNINJA Pro, I'll have links in the description down below. Personally, I think that this portable handheld fog machine is a sick addition to any filmmaker's toolkit. In the past, when these devices cost like $500 or more, I was like, like maybe you can skip out because like that's kind of a lot of money to spend on a relatively niche product. But now as the prices come down to like $200, it becomes a lot easier to recommend these types of products. And because it's so small and honestly quite affordable, it's really nice to be able to just throw in your camera bag or in your Pelican case, because when you're on scene shooting something, or even in your home studio, like being able to add haze or special effects smoke to a scene with one of these small devices, I feel like that's a really good value add to any filmmaker's toolkit. All right, that's it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to hit that like button, get subscribed, and as always, I will see you in the next one. Peace.